Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the second day of International Women's Day celebrations. As part of International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating and celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence, and also United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns, and also commemorating Viksit Bharat at 2047, and also International Women's Day 2025. And today we are also commemorating World Kidney Day 2025 in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. We request all the presenters and participants to stay till the end of the program to be eligible for the certificates, so that you can receive your certificates at the end of the session. And those who are willing to make presentations or share your experiences, kindly inform your friends as well, because today is the last opportunity for everyone to be part of the International Women's Day celebrations. So today, before we invite our participants and presenters, so we'll complete the commemorations and we'll move on. The continuation of International Women's Day celebrations. Today, we are celebrating World Kidney Day. With the theme for 2025, Are Your Kidneys Okay? Detect early, protect kidney health. So this is the theme for this World Kidneys Day 2025. As chronic kidney disease, in short known as CKD, is estimated to affect approximately 850 million people worldwide. If left undetected and not treated timely, CKD can progress to kidney failure, leading to severe complications and premature mortality. By 2040, CKD is projected to become the fifth leading cause of years of life lost, highlighting the urgent need for global strategies to combat kidney disease. Populations at high risk for kidney disease should undergo targeted testing. The major risk factors for kidney diseases are diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, obesity, family history of kidney disease. Other risks also include acute kidney injury, pregnancy-related kidney disease, autoimmune diseases such as systematic lupus erythematosus or vasculitis, being born with a low birth weight or prematurely, blockages in the urinary tract, frequent kidney stones, birth defects affecting the kidneys or urinary tract. In lower income countries, kidney disease is often linked to heat stress in farm workers, snake bites, environmental toxins, traditional medicines, infections like hepatitis B or C, HIV, and parasites. Simple, non-invasive, and cost-effective tests for high-risk populations include blood pressure measurements to check for hypertension, body mass index, which is an estimation of body fat based on height and weight. BMI can be calculated. Urine test, albumin in urine, albuminuria to assess kidney damage. Urinary albumin creatinine ratio, UACR, is preferable. Blood test, glycosylated hemoglobin or fasting or random glucose to check type 2 diabetes. Serum creatinine, more accurate if in combination with cystatin C to estimate glucomedular filtration rate, EGFR, and evaluate kidney function. So early detection policies for individuals at risk should be implemented globally to reduce the healthcare costs associated with kidney failure and improve quality of life. Primary care clinicians and frontline health workers should be trained to integrate CKD testing into routine care for high-risk populations, even when time and resources are limited. CKD testing should be integrated into existing community interventions, those targeting maternal health, HIV, tuberculosis, and other non-communicable diseases to decrease cost and enhance efficiency. Testing may also occur outside of medical settings, such as in town halls, temples, or any religious places where medical services are offered, or markets, depending on local regulations and available resources. Efforts should also focus on raising awareness among the general population, promoting health and implementing education programs that empowers patients. So World Kidney Day is a joint initiative of the International Society of Nephrology, in short known as ISN, and the International Federation of Kidney Foundations and World Kidney Alliance, in short known as IFKFWK, is a global campaign that aims to raise awareness of the importance of our kidneys to overall health and to reduce the frequency and impact of kidney disease and its associated health problems. Each year, hundreds of organizations and individuals launch initiatives and events are dedicated to help raise awareness of kidney disease. And especially when we are commemorating International Women's Day, today, this commemoration and celebration is more appropriate as there is a significant contribution, significant amount of population that is affected due to chronic kidney diseases are women. The kidneys are complicated and amazing organs that do many essential tasks to keep us healthy. The main job of your kidneys is to remove toxins and excess water from your blood. Kidneys also help to control your blood pressure, to produce red blood cells, and to keep your bones healthy. Each roughly the size of your fist, kidneys are located deep in the abdomen beneath the rib cage. Your kidneys control bloodstream levels of many minerals and molecules, including sodium and potassium, and help to control blood acidity. Every day, your kidneys carefully control the salt and water in your body so that your blood pressure remains the same. Your kidneys make urine, remove waste and external fluid from your blood, control your body's chemical balance, help control your blood pressure, help keep your bones healthy, help you make red blood cells. So the majority of people are born with two kidneys, each made of a million tiny units known as nephrons. When nephrons are damaged, they stop functioning, placing added strain on the remaining healthy nephrons to sustain normal kidney function. However, the damage continues, the remaining healthy nephrons become insufficient to maintain kidney functions. This progressive loss in kidney functions over a span of months or years is called chronic kidney disease. CKD, in short, is extremely common, with 1 in 10 of the adult population having some form of kidney damage. And every year, millions die prematurely of complications related to CKD. So CKD is a silent disease. People with CKD have no signs or symptoms until the last stage of disease. CKD usually does not go away. Instead, it progresses unless early treatment to slow or halt the disease is ensured. CKD can progress to kidney failure, a condition when kidneys cannot maintain their functions anymore, posing a life-threatening risk. CKD ranks number 7 in the top 10 cause of death among communicable, non-communicable diseases worldwide. CKD increases the risk of premature death from associated cardiovascular disease. CKD is more among certain ethnic groups due in part of high rates of diabetes and high blood pressures. CKD is more common in women. Now, what you can do for your kidneys? Kidney diseases are silent killers, which can largely affect your quality of life, and there are several ways to reduce the risk of developing kidney disease. So let's see few golden rules which can help protect your kidneys. Keep fit, be active. This can help to maintain an ideal body weight, reduce your blood pressure, and the risk of chronic disease. The concept on the move for kidney health as a worldwide collective march involving the public, celebrities, and professionals moving across a public area by walking, running, and cycling. Why not join them? By whatever means you prefer, check out various events happening online and offline like this to join and show your support for WKD. There is World Kidney Day 2025. Eat a healthy diet. This can help to maintain an ideal body weight, reduce your blood pressure, prevent diabetes, heart diseases, and other conditions associated with chronic kidney disease. Reduce your salt intake. The recommended sodium intakes is 5 to 6 grams of salt per day. This includes the salt already in your foods around a teaspoon. To reduce your salt intake, try and limit the amount of processed and restaurant food and do not add salt to food. It will be easier to control your salt intake if you prepare the food yourself with fresh ingredients. Check and control your blood sugar. About half of the people who have diabetes develop kidney damage, but this can be limited if the diabetes is well controlled. Check your kidney function regularly with blood and urine tests. Check and control your blood pressure. About half of people who have high blood pressure do not know they have high blood pressure. Therefore, you need to check your blood pressure as part of general body checkup. This is especially important for those who are approaching middle age or older. High blood pressure can damage your kidneys. This is especially likely when associated with other factors like high cholesterol and cardiovascular disease. This risk can be reduced with good control of blood pressure. Normal adult blood pressure level is 120 by 80. Hypertension is diagnosed if when measured on 2 different days. The systolic blood pressure readings on both days is less than 1 or equal to 140 mmHg and or the diastolic blood pressure readings on both days is less than 90 mmHg as per WHO. If your blood pressure is persistently elevated above the normal rate, especially if you are a young person, you should consult your doctor to discuss the risk, the need for lifestyle modification and medication treatment. The American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology revised the guidelines for high blood pressure in 2017 and suggested that the high blood pressure should be treated earlier with lifestyle changes and medication at 130 by 80 mmHg rather than 140 by 90 mmHg. However, not all health organizations around the world have adopted the recommendation. Best to consult your doctor. Take appropriate fluid intake. The right level of fluid intake for any individual depends on many factors, including exercise, climate, health conditions, pregnancy, breastfeeding, and so on. Normally, this means 8 cups, approximately 2 liters quarts per day for a healthy person in a comfortable climate condition. This needs to be adjusted when in severe climate condition. Your fluid intake may need to be adjusted if you have kidney or heart or liver disease. Consult your doctor on appropriate fluid intake for your condition. Don't smoke. Smoking slows the flow of blood to the kidneys. When less blood reaches the kidneys, it can decrease their ability to function normally. Smoking also increases the risk of kidney cancer by about 50%. Don't take over-the-counter anti-inflammatory painkiller pills regularly. Common drugs such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, in short known as NSAIDs, painkiller, example drugs like ibuprofen, can harm the kidneys if taken regularly. If you have kidney disease or decreased kidney function, taking just a few doses can do harm to your kidneys. If in doubt, check with your doctor or pharmacist. Get your kidney function checked if you have one or more of high risk factors. You have diabetes, if you have hypertension, if you are obese, if you have a family history of kidney disease. Kidney disease or chronic kidney disease is disproportionately affects disadvantaged populations due to hampered healthcare pathways that span from limited access to treatment to poor healthcare outcomes. This has major public health implications due to devastating impact of kidney failure and extremely high cost of kidney replacement therapy, in short known as KRT. Due to ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and living conditions, some communities face a heightened risk of CKD. For example, African American, Indian, Hispanic, Asian, and Aboriginal populations are known to suffer from higher rates of diabetes and high blood pressure, which are leading causes of CKD. In the US, Hispanic Americans have a 1.5 times greater risk of developing kidney failure than non Hispanic Americans. African Americans are at 4 times higher risk of end stage kidney disease, ESKD in short, in comparison to the white population. This can be linked to the highest prevalence of hypertension. Native Americans are nearly twice as likely to be diagnosed with kidney failure, with diabetes being the leading cause. In Australia, kidney disease is 10 times more common among indigenous people than among non indigenous people. Indigenous Australians are almost 4 times as likely to die from CKD compared to non indigenous Australians. In Canada, Canadian Aboriginal people experience end stage kidney disease, ESKD, at rates 2.5 to 4 times higher than the general population. Lower socioeconomic status elevates the risk of CKD irrespective of ethnicity, language barriers, low education and literacy levels, low income, unemployment, lack of adequate health insurance, and certain culture specific health beliefs pose barriers to disease prevention and treatment. There are also stark global imbalances as resource poor nations face limited access to kidney care. Transplantation is rare in the most low middle income countries due to lack of infrastructure and the cost of immunosuppressive drugs. Malnutrition and infectious diseases posing life threatening risks. For example, kidney replacement therapy, KRT, is accessible to the less than 10% of the Indian end stage kidney disease, ESKD patients, while up to 7% of those starting dialysis die or stop treatment. Due to the cost, within the first 3 months, approximately 80% of the world's KRT patients live in Europe, Japan, or North America. Acute kidney injury is a rapid loss of kidney function over a few days or even hours. This sudden decline in kidney performance can result from various causes, including reduced blood flow to the kidneys or exposure to toxins. Fortunately, the kidneys can often recover almost fully with prompt treatment. Immediate intervention may include fluid and mineral replacement. In some cases, dialysis may be necessary. To prevent complete kidney failure, greater awareness of AKI is crucial, especially among those with risk factors. Early detection and intervention are key to improving outcomes. So, acute kidney injury has three main causes: a sudden serious drop in blood flow to kidneys, damage from some medicines, poisons, or infections, a sudden blockage that stops urine from flowing out to kidneys. You have a greater chance of getting acute kidney injury, AKI, if you are an older adult, if you are a long term health problem, having, such as a kidney or liver disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart failure, or obesity, you are already very ill and are in hospital, especially in the intensive care unit, ICU, heart or abdomen surgery, or a bone marrow transplant can make you more likely to have kidney failure. Symptoms of acute kidney injury may include passing little or no urine, swelling, especially in your legs and feet, not feeling like eating, nausea and vomiting, feeling confused, anxious, and restless or sleepy. Some people may not exhibit any symptoms. For those who are already severely, the underlying condition causing AKI might also produce other symptoms. In the development world, AKI is often seen in hospital settings. US data suggests that 5% to 20% of critically ill patients in intensive care units experience an episode of AKI during the course of their illness. Significantly worsening outcomes, increased awareness of AKI among all healthcare workers is essential. Preventive measures such as careful management of prescription medications in elderly patients are particularly important. In the developing world, AKI often results from infections and severe dehydration, such as from gastroenteritis and malaria. Additionally, victims of crush injuries in natural disasters like earthquakes frequently die of AKI. Many cases of AKI in these regions can be prevented through community education and training local workers to recognize early warning signs and implement immediate interventions. Most organs in our body have strong links and interdependency. Heart and kidneys are not an exception. There is a strong connection between kidney disease and cardiovascular heart and blood vessels disease. People with CKD are known to have an increased risk of a stroke or heart at a younger age because of the changes in the circulation caused by kidney disease. Cardiovascular disease, CVDs, are a group of disorders of the heart and blood vessels. Any problem that keeps the heart from pumping blood as should can be classified as CVD. Cardiovascular diseases include atherosclerosis, the buildup of fats, cholesterol, and often substances in and on the artery walls; thrombosis, a condition when blood clots blocks veins or arteries; heart attack, a lack of blood and oxygen to the heart that causes the tissue in the heart muscle to die. Kidney disease and cardiovascular disease are closely intertwined, as many of our body organs depend on each other. People with CKD are known to have an increased risk of a stroke or heart attack at a younger age because of changes in the blood circulation resulting from kidney disease. Shared risk factors for both heart and kidney diseases include diabetes; prolonged elevated sugar levels in the blood can damage various parts of your body, including your heart and kidneys; hypertension, blood pressure. Hypertension puts extra strain on blood vessels, heart, and other organs. Kidney damage caused by high blood pressure can impair blood infiltration, worsening kidney and heart health. So, while it is not always possible to prevent kidney and heart diseases, certain steps can reduce the risk of adopting one, such as regular medical checkups, just a second. So there are possible ways to prevent kidney and heart diseases. Certain steps can reduce the risk of adopting. One such as regular medical checkups, keeping blood pressure under 140/90, controlling blood glucose levels if you have diabetes, keeping cholesterol levels with a healthy range, drinking enough water, 2 to 4 liters, to support heart and kidney function, weight management and healthy diet, being physically active at least 30 minutes a day. Diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure in many countries. Half of the people starting dialysis have kidney failure caused by diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic metabolic disease characterized by heightened blood glucose levels causing gradual and severe damage to heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Many people with diabetes also develop high blood pressure. High blood pressure and diabetes are considered the leading causes of kidney disease, with diabetes being the leading cause of kidney failure. In many countries, half of all people starting dialysis have kidney failure caused by diabetes. When diabetes is uncontrolled, high blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys and alters filtration by the kidneys. This causes chronic kidney disease called diabetic nephropathy or diabetic kidney disease. In most cases, diabetic kidney diseases does not manifest itself with any symptoms. The only way to diagnose it is to do blood and urine tests. The first sign of this damage is finding albumin in urine. This can be detected by a urine strip test, often called a dipstick. If there is albumin in the urine, an EGFR blood test is also needed. You should get tested every year for kidney disease if you have type 2 diabetes, have type 1 diabetes from more than 5 years. So you are at higher risk of diabetic kidney disease if you have diabetes for a long time, if you have diabetes and your blood sugar is too high, if you have diabetes and your blood pressure is too high, if you have diabetes and you smoke, if you do not follow your diabetes eating plan and eat food high in salt, if you have a sedimentary lifestyle, if you carry excess body weight, if you have pre-existing heart disease, if you have a family history of kidney failure, it is important to note that African Americans, American Indians, and Hispanics, Latinos develop diabetes, kidney disease, and kidney failure at a higher rate than Caucasians. So the challenges of kidney disease in women. While kidney disease affects individuals of all ages and backgrounds, as we have been seeing, women tend to face unique challenges with approximately 195 million women worldwide grappling with chronic kidney disease. It stands as the 8th leading cause of death for women, claiming 6 lakhs lives annually. So let's look at the challenges which are unique to women. Pyelonephritis, which is a kidney infection. Due to their anatomy, women are more likely to get urinary tract infections, UTIs, than men. Pyelonephritis is a type of UTI originating from the lower urinary tract and moving upstream to one or both kidneys. Left untreated, such infections can progress to sepsis, presenting life-threatening consequences. Advanced stage CKD, especially when dialysis is required, poses a risk for fertility. Despite the challenge, intensive treatment sessions can make conception on dialysis possible. Pregnancy-related complications, kidney-related complications such as acute kidney injury, AKI, and preeclampsia, PE, may arise during pregnancy, leading to CKD development. Lupus nephritis, in short known as LN, autoimmune-induced kidney damage linked to systematic lupus erythematosus, in short known as LSE disorder, predominantly affects women. 9 out of 10 people who have SLE are women. SLE disorder in which body's immune system attacks the body's own cells and tissues, most often strikes during the childbearing years. Kidney disease caused by lupus nephritis may worsen and lead to kidney failure. Any kind of pre-existing kidney disease in the mother has a negative effect on pregnancy and may pose a threat to the health of the mother and the fetus. Women with CKD face a higher likelihood of experiencing adverse pregnancy outcomes such as preeclampsia, AKI, the progression of CKD, spontaneous abortion, stillbirth, malformations, and other long-term complications. Septic abortion after an illegal procedure is the leading cause of AKI in countries with no access to legal abortion. Women in developing countries, due to insufficient access to universal and timely prenatal care, improper management of preeclampsia, and lack of availability of dialysis for severe AKI are particularly at risk. While women are more likely to donate a kidney for transplantation, they are less likely to receive one when in need. These create disparities in access to kidney replacement therapies, KRT, including dialysis and transplantation. So, organ donation occurs when a person consents to have their organs removed for transplantation, either while they are alive or if deceased, with the consent of their next kin. Donations can come from living donors or from those who have passed away. Every organ donation is a gift of life for someone in need. Living donors can donate organs or parts of organs such as kidney or a portion of their liver or lung, as well as tissues, blood, and bone marrow. However, most organ donations come from deceased donors. Deceased donors can save up to 8 lives as they can donate 1 heart, 2 lungs, 1 liver, 1 pancreas, 2 kidneys, and intestines. The procedures and policies for matching donors with the patients vary by country, but the physiological requirements are consistent. Factors typically considered include blood type. The recipients and the donor's blood types must be compatible. Human leukocyte antigens, HLA, these proteins help differentiate the body's tissues from foreign substances. Cross-matching antigens, a text mixing small samples of recipients and donor's blood. If no reaction occurs, the transplant can proceed. Distance is also considered in some cases as some organs cannot survive outside the body for more than few hours. For example, kidneys can be stored outside the body for up to 30 hours. Most living donations are from family members due to the higher likelihood of a biological match. However, advances in immunosuppressant medications have made it possible for donors and recipients not to be blood relatives. There has also been an increase in altruistic donors and paid donations. Healthy kidneys clean blood and remove extra fluid in the form of urine. They also make substances that keep the body healthy. Dialysis, both in center and at home, replaces the blood cleaning functions when kidneys no longer work. Half a century ago, transplantation was regarded as an experiment, high-risk procedure and limited potential. Fast forward to today, it has become a routine clinical practice in over 80 countries. In terms of improving the patient's quality of life and cost effectiveness, kidney transplantation is widely regarded as the best option among kidney replacement therapy, KRT procedures, which also includes dialysis. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemoration of World Kidney Day. So let's all take care of our kidneys. And if possible, if any of our known people are deceased, because we all have born on one day and we all are going to die on one day. But even after death also, we can give life to 8 people by donating our organs. So take this opportunity to donate your organs and also increase your lifespan in the form of donating your organs. In the form of organs, you can live in other 8 people. So that is the greatest opportunity we got. On this wonderful occasion. So then we'll move on to presentations today. So those who are willing to make presentations can or share your voices and experiences. We want everyone to come forward, whoever is attending, as opportunities don't come that easily. And you have taken an initiative, and it's on this wonderful occasion. Let's utilize this opportunity. So we'll go to messages and see. We saw many participants and presenters registered, but we have also sent a mail today. Hope you all have received. Anyway, fine. Not an issue. That's what we are telling. Opportunities are everywhere. If we don't utilize them, then we are only at loss. So anyway, we appreciate everyone, those who have been part of this. And Christina Keegan, okay, topic for presentation, women empowerment, a party, equality, strength, breaking barriers. Okay, Christina, you would like to make presentation? You can unmute yourself and start your video, ma'am. She is from Nigeria, Africa.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening, Christina. Happy
Yeah.
International Women's Day. Welcome again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. Again, I thank you for the opportunity given to me today to lend my voice in this ongoing commemoration. I am presenting on the topic, Women Empowerment, a Path to Equality and Strength. And then we have a sub topic as breaking barriers and creating opportunity. I'll start by looking at a brief or a short definition of what women empowerment means. I know we all have idea, but let me start by way of introductory. We see women empowerment as providing women with resources, opportunities, and confidence to make their own decision, control their lives, and contribute to the society. Not all society gives women the chance to lend their voices in the things that concerns them, to the point of to the extent of deciding or having a say in the things that concerns their own reproductive health, as just to mention a few. So empowering women entails giving them their rights, their privileges, to decide on the things that concerns them, and then also to contribute their own path to development in general. Ways to empower women could be educationally and through giving them the opportunity to learn skills that will better improve their lives. Ensure access to quality education is one, and then encourages them to venture into careers of their choices, and also providing vocational training opportunities to help them develop. Then why is women empowerment important? We see women empowerment, we see one of the reasons why women see life of the women, and also education, health, and general well-being. Also for a stronger community. We know the role of the women are numerous. Their roles are numerous. Raising, conception, delivery of children, raising these children, and then educating them. So empowering the woman empowers her to own that, or to strengthen her capacity to fit into those roles that she occupies. And also economic independence and entrepreneurship is another reason why the women needs to be empowered. And also under this section of economic independence and entrepreneurship, we have support women-led businesses, promote equal pay and workplace opportunities, let the women not be discriminated upon, to feel that they cannot do certain things that the men folks can do. Let them be given, let women have equal opportunity to work, and then also contribute their own path to the development of the society at large. Provide financial literacy, credit access, also helps in empowering the woman. And also looking at political and leadership roles, and implement policies that protects women's rights, and also promoting women's representation in decision making in every aspect of their involvement. Also, segments and social protection will be to strengthen laws against gender-based violence, raise awareness about women's rights, encourage men as to see themselves as allies and progress. Mental emotional empowerment for women. We have mental health support for the women. Most times, women undergo a lot of stress, and thereby predisposing them to mental health issues or eventual breakdowns. So empowering women will help provide them mental health support, and also challenge harmful cultural norms and stereotypes that are usually faced by women. Successful women empowerment movements. We have had instances of government provision of empowerment programs for women, and they've been successful in the past. We have instances like Me Too, hashtag Me Too movement, Malala funds, UN Women's, all successful women empowerment movements that are ongoing. And we also have microfinance for women by Grameen Bank. My final thought on this presentation is women empowerment is about creating a balanced society where everyone has equal opportunity, and it starts with education, support, and challenging outdated mindsets could stem from seeing women as only baby production objects, and also it is commonly said in where I come from, Nigeria, that no matter how a woman is educated, her education ends in the kitchen. So some people or some section of people still up till date find it a waste of resources and time to educate the women gender, though it is getting better by the day as awareness is improving and increasing. So I take this opportunity to share this, and also thank you for the opportunity to learn from my colleagues all over the world, and also the opportunity to share in the commemoration of the International Women's Day celebration 2025. Thank
Thank you, Christina, for sharing your thoughts on women empowerment. And we appreciate you all the way joining from Nigeria to be part of the celebrations and share your voice and experience and thoughts on International Women's Day and women empowerment. We wish you all the success.
Thank
And
you very much, Dr. Ravindra.
yeah, thank you. So anyone else would like to share your voices? Feel free to share. Or others also, those who have not spoken or shared your message, you are welcome to share it today. Next, we have Nidhi Jain. Ensure that there will be a poll that is running, which collects your registration. Do not end the poll. Just minimize if you are able to see it. And those who have not filled it, we request everyone to fill it. It is mandate. There is a Google form link in the chat box. Register with that Google link and also mark your attendance in the Zoom platform by filling up registration form and feedback form in the form of polls. Yeah, Nidhi, you can unmute yourself, start your video. Happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy International Women's Day to everyone here. First of all, I'd like to say this is a great initiative, and thanks for organizing such an event. It's great to have the opportunity to share my experiences and my professional journey with all the women here. So it's great to have such an event. So, first of all, I'll give a brief about myself. My name is Nidhi Jain. I'm a chartered accountant. I have 20 plus years of experience. I cleared my CA exams in the first attempt. I'm also the world topper in IFRS, that is International Financial Reporting Standards, which I gave from ACCA UK. And I secured the highest marks in all the countries that gave the exam. And so I became the world topper. Now, currently, I'm working as head of group internal audit in Day02 Global Education Group, and I'm leading the internal audit for all locations. So it is in 12 plus countries, and I report currently to the group CEO and chairman. I was earlier working in Ernst & Young, that is a global consultancy company, one of the big four. From there, I moved on to KnowledgeWorks Global Limited, which is a US-based MNC in the education and publishing sector. I've also worked in ABP Network, which is a TV news channel. And after that, I joined ICCS. And in ICCS, I was working as the CFO, that is the Chief Financial Officer. As a chief financial officer, I was leading the finance, and it's a company that's in 10 different locations of India. So ICCS is in 10 different locations. And then I joined my current company, which is Day02 Global Education Group, and which is across the globe in 12 different countries. I've been interviewed by the prestigious Asia Business Outlook magazine for insights on leadership. I've also been interviewed by a global consultancy group, Clarity, which is Australian based, and again on leadership. So I'm also a speaker in different forums. I'm a moderator, co-panelist. So I do like to share my experiences and knowledge on different topics related to finance, digital transformations, risk mitigation, compliances, and leadership. In fact, leadership is one area where I'm very interested in. I was the LinkedIn top leadership voice 6 times, and I've also been interviewed on leadership by the magazine, Asia Business Outlook magazine. So now, before I move on, I would now like to share my views. I believe that gender bias and glass ceiling are terms that still exist today. They're problems that are still existing. But my message to all women, what I really believe in, is that that should not stop any woman from achieving success, because no one can take away your talents and skills from you. And so No one can take away your success. No one can stop your success unless you choose to be stopped. So that's very important, that we all know that no one can stop our success unless we choose to be stopped. And this is something that I always believe in, that we must be unstoppable. We will face obstacles, discouragement, failure in our life, in our journey, but that should not discourage us. We must move on, continue our journey, overcome the obstacles and all the setbacks, keep on continuing our journey. And that's what's important, because then you become unstoppable, and then you definitely achieve success. I started my journey with my school, Delhi Public School, Noida, and then I went on to do my graduation in BCom Honors, where I was a silver medalist and a second rank holder in my college. I then decided to do the CA course, the Chartered Accountancy course. And in this course, it's known to be very difficult. So when I was doing this course, many people said to me, that why do this course? It's such a long course. It's such a difficult course, not suitable for women. It just takes too long. So this is not a good course. But I was always one of the toppers in my school and in my college. And my mom also encouraged me a lot. She's always given me a lot of confidence. So I decided to do this chartered accountancy course, and I cleared it in the first attempt. So that was one of my achievements. And then I moved on to my various roles in Ernst& Young and KnowledgeWorks Global Limited and LBB Network, ICCS, and then current role in Gedu Global Education. One thing that I want to share with all of you is that when I was the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer in ICCS, I was the only woman at the CXO level. So all the other heads, that is the Chief Technical Officer, the Chief People Officer, the Chief Strategy Officer, the Chief Business Development Officer, all of them were men. So I was the only woman at in the boardroom, the only woman in at the CXO level. So I want to tell all women, if you face such a situation, it doesn't matter. You're there for your skills and talent, and that's what's important. Your gender, just like your religion, your caste, your background, your state, doesn't matter in the workplace, in the boardroom. In the same way, gender does not matter. So you're there for your skills and talent. It's your work performance that's important. So let your knowledge speak for itself. So that's what I believe in. So that's an important thing that I wanted to share. And moving on, I wanted to also share about leadership, because I really have a lot of interest in leadership. I believe that there's this wrong notion that women cannot be good leaders. They're not strong enough. They're too soft. So I want to share my views on this. I believe that women can be really very good leaders, very effective leaders, and it's very important that women know that for leadership, it's important to have both the qualities, to be strong and to be nice. That I'll explain this further. See, these are not mutually exclusive traits. You actually require both to be effective. So while on one hand you must be strong, that is, that you must be focused and determined and ensure that you achieve the organizational goals. On the other hand, you must be nice, considerate, caring, and compassionate. You must have empathy towards your team members. So that is the way that you encourage them and you actually achieve the organizational goals along with their individual goals. That's how you develop your team members and you are able to achieve the organizational goals also. So both are very important. And women should use their feminine traits of being able to connect with people better and having a lot of empathy, so that use that to make them good leaders, because both are required to be effective leader. You need to be strong and you need to be caring also. In fact, empathy is known as one of the secrets of effective leadership. So it's a very important skill in these times, empathy. So I think, with experience and over the years, women can definitely just become better and better leaders. I have 20 years of experience, and leadership is a continuous journey. You keep on evolving as a leader. But if we keep this in mind, definitely women can be great leaders. And the key is to maintain the right balance. I would also like to touch upon self care. This is another important topic that I would like to discuss. Self care is something that's really important, and women, because they have so many responsibilities, they have household responsibilities, they have office work responsibilities, and many other responsibilities, they tend to push self care to the last priority. And that is what leads to a burnout, when you're not taking out time to take care of yourself, because you can only take care of others if you yourself are happy. Because self care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Yes, it's a necessity. You have to take out time to take care of yourself. And the time to take a break is not when you're fully exhausted. That is the wrong time. You must take a break when your efficiency level drops by a little, because that's how you give your best performance at work or any other work that you're doing, office or home. So do take breaks at the adequate times. Don't wait till you're exhausted, because that would just lead to a burnout. Uh, Other than that, I would like to also discuss about continuing education, because in the modern times there's a lot of changes happening. There's so much fast development going on: artificial intelligence, digital transformations in every field. So what I feel is that if you want to stay ahead and you want to have success fast, uh, and you want to have guarantee your success, it's also good to keep on continuing your education. So your goal should be to turn into a better version of yourself day by day, month by month, and year by year. Your only competition should be you yourself. That's what is important. You must grow yourself on a daily basis. And how do you do that? I believe in continuously uh, obtaining certifications. I keep on obtaining different certifications. For example, I've obtained a certification on leadership by IIM Ahmedabad, in a famous institute of India. In fact, I also like to attend seminars and trainings where you can also learn from the experience of others. Networking is another good way to learn from the experience of others. Other than that, reading books, doing online certifications and courses helps increasing knowledge. And I have 40 plus certifications. So I keep on like to adding to my knowledge. And it's said by Nelson Mandela that education is the most powerful weapon with which you can use to change the world. So I believe in that definitely. So education has the power to transform lives. Before I end, I would also like to touch upon the importance of the role of a mother, because in my life, my mom's role has always been important. She's always encouraged me. She was the one who believed I would clear CA in the first attempt. She also encouraged me in all my different roles, all the different companies that I've worked in. And I would want to also say that all the women, you'd be either already a mother, or you would be a mother soon. So you're actually having a very important role. You're raising the future generation. So that is a very important role. And my message to all the women is that when you're raising the future generation, teach your sons respect. Teach your sons to respect women, because they're going to be the future men of the society. And when you raise your daughters, teach them to have confidence, and also give priority to the education of both of your son and daughter. And I mean that not just by words, I mean in the actions. For example, when you give household chores, don't just give it to the daughters. I see many houses in which the daughters are continuously given household chores while the sons are allowed to study without any disturbance. So if you're giving household chores, please divide them equally. Give the importance of the education of the daughters as much as you give for the sons. That is how we do the equality. We have to start at home, because whatever actions we do, they are the ones that actually set the equality. Equality begins at home, and actions speak louder than words. So that's very important. Now, I'd just like to end by saying that mindset is very important. So, to all the women here, I'd like to say that it's very important to have a positive mindset. Our mindset determines our success. What we think, we become. So, always believe in yourself. In fact, Buddha has said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." So nothing slows your progress more than a negative mindset. So let's have a positive mindset. And that's it. I would like to just say the last few words, that believe in yourself, have confidence, work hard, keep on upskilling yourself to stay ahead, stay focused on your goals, and you'll definitely achieve success in whatever you would like to do. A happy International Women's Day to all of you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Nidhi Jain, for your wonderful message on this day.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And we also appreciate you that you have achieved so much
Thank you.
comparatively. And
Thanks.
may God bless you with more opportunities.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Everywhere.
Thank you. It's a great experience to share my views with everyone. So I really liked this initiative taken. It's a great initiative to share my experiences and my professional journey with other women. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, generally in our platform, this is basically, a professional and scientific technical sessions are allowed. But today we have broken all the barriers. Generally, even we don't allow a kind of sharing personal this thing also on this platform. But today, because we want to inspire women and we have broken all the rules by ourselves and set open these 2 days so that, women can listen to others freely, openly, safe space where everyone can share and get inspired and, created an opportunity so that everyone can share their views and, opinions on various factors. And it's, I think, the sessions that are happening from yesterday, we have seen on and off, we should also break some rules for a good reasons. And we should allow such things because we have wonderful people joining us in this way also. So thank you once again for joining us and being part of the International Women's Day celebrations, and we wish you all the success in your
Thank
future.
you. Thanks a lot.
So we'll move on. If anyone else would like to share your experiences, feel free and go ahead. We see a lot of participants have registered, but know what the reason. But anyway, fine. As we have everyday sessions going on, but this kind of presentation may not be available. They are purely technical and scientific as such. So if there is no further, sharing of experiences or voices, we can conclude it here. So this is a final call. Whoever would like to share, feel free. Those who have not shared your voice also, welcome. Not only women, men are also welcome because we are also part of the system and we need to support each other. Yeah, Surabhi. Then unmute yourself, start your video.
Hello.
Yes, ma, you are audible.
Hello, sir. Am I audible? Am I visible also?
No, we can't see you.
Is it visible now, sir?
Not yet.
Okay, sir. In that case, should I play the video which I have recorded because of the technical issues yesterday?
Fine, you can continue.
Okay, okay. I'll try. I'm trying that only. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma, you can make it full screen.
Okay, sir.
You need to share your system sound so that that audio is good. It will be in the sharing options. We can see you, but audio, we can't hear you. In the sharing, you see a menu, right? You are sharing screen. In that options, you'll get share
Okay.
computer sound. Or computer audio or system audio, something like that. It's similar terminology.
Sir, I'm not able to get it. So in that case, I'm just continuing with the audio presentation, if you allow me.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're using mobile or system?
Yes, sir. I'm using the mobile also. In that case, if it is possible, I'm trying there also once.
Yeah. I'm giving you other ID also permission.
Yes, sir. I'm trying that.
You can try on that device.
Am I visible?
Your audio is also visible. You can mute any one device, whichever is not working.
So this one, another one, I'm trying to share the screen so that it becomes meaningful.
But anyway, you have to switch off the video and audio there so that there will be no echo.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Your PPT is visible now.
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shurobhi Korroy. I'm working as a faculty in the Department of Economics, Serumbo Chandra College, Kolkata. And today it is a nice, auspicious occasion as a part of celebration of International Women's Day. Thank you so much to Ravinder sir and all other organizers for giving me this opportunity to participate in this program and to be a part of this program with all the brilliant minds throughout the world. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, everyone. My title of the presentation is An Endeavor to Analyze the Gender Inequality in India, a Barrier Towards Realizing the Dream of a Viksit Bharat. The status of women is manifested in the level of socio-economic development attained by a country, judged on the basis of the parameters like income level, employment, education, health, position and roles of women in decision making within the family and society. Gender inequality in India is evident in education, employment, health, political representation, as women face significant barriers due to the societal norms, poverty, early marriage, and are less likely to join the labor force, earn less compared to men for the similar kind of jobs. In addition to this, women also experience health challenges like the high mortality rates and nutritional deficiencies. Moreover, the participation of women in politics is also lower because of the deep seated structural barriers and the constraints we face. Gender equality is a key part of the dream of a Viksit Bharat. With this background, it is very crucial and pertinent to analyze these issues using the recent and updated data. Objective of the study attempts to analyze the issue of gender inequality in India across the following dimensions: educational attainment, economic participation and opportunity, health and survival, political empowerment. To highlight the existing gender gaps and identify the areas where the progress has been made in reducing the gender gap, to suggest the remedies for gender inequality in order to realize the vision of a developed nation. Methodology attempt has been made to portray the gender gap existing between male female across the four dimensions and several parameters as has been measured in the global gender gap index, which are educational attainment, economic participation and opportunity, health and survival, and political empowerment. I've used the secondary data from the sources like World Development Indicator, World Bank, database of Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. An analysis presentation is made. Trend analysis and graphical presentation has been made using the MS Excel software. Discussion, analysis, and results. The first dimension was gender inequality in education attainment. Here, the analysis suggests that, as presented in the graph, educational attainment completion of primary population for male and female of ages 25 plus years, the percentage cumulative shows that there has been significant gender inequality as far as the completion of primary education is concerned. And the similar is the trend for completion of lower secondary education and also the bachelor's education, completion of the bachelor's degree. Here also we can observe that there is significant gender inequality with the males always performing consistently better than the female counterpart. For master's education completion, we find that there is a gender gap, but this gap has been reducing over time. So that is something a positive thing which I could notice here. Another is the expected years of schooling female and male in India. In the graph 5, we can observe that for female, the expected years of schooling had always been higher before for female compared to the male counterpart before the pandemic, but after the pandemic the trend has completely reversed, as we can notice in the graph. But over the year this gap is also reduced in 2023. This is also we can observe, but maybe because of the obvious effects of COVID-19 pandemic in case of completion of education by the female. Literacy rate, adult, female, male, we could notice here, again there is a gender inequality or the gender disparity, male performing better than the female. But this gap has reduced in the year 2011. This is also a progress which we can notice from the graph. The school enrollment of primary female and male, here we can find that again, before the pandemic, we can see that the female performance was better than the male performance always. But just the trend was reversed after the pandemic, maybe because of the impact of the pandemic. This was all about the education. Now we come to the economic participation and opportunity. Here we can see maximum of the picture. What picture we can draw is a gloomy picture, because we can find in, be it labor force participation rate, be it wages and salaried workers, be it unemployment, be it worker population ratio, always we find that there is a significant amount of gender inequality. Like in labor force participation rate, from the graph we can see in the graph 8, and for wages and salaried workers for female and male percentage, also we can find that the performance of male has always been better than the female during this period of the study, 2004 to 2023. For unemployment, however, we can see that uh, till 2018, the female unemployment was greater than the more than the male employment, which is unemployment, which is a negative. But from 2018 onwards, it was the reversing of the trend. That is, the male unemployment has been more than the female unemployment, has male unemployment has been more than the female unemployment. Though there is a positive thing also, positive phenomena, because both have gradually declined over the time. So that is also showing the progress made in this regard. Again, employment to population ratio, again for ages 15 to 24, female and male, we can find that again there is a significant amount of gender inequality, gender gap, as far as this employment to population ratio is concerned. Now we come to the third parameter, which is health, which I have considered gender and health. In mortality rate, under 5 mortality rate, female and male, 1,000 live births, we can observe that these mortality rate under 5 for female and male, both are falling over the time, and the gap is also reducing. So there has been a development in this regard. Another parameter, anemia among the women and the children. Here also we can find that there is a falling trend in anemia, the prevalence of anemia among the non-pregnant women, among the pregnant women, among the children, and among the reproductive age women. For all the four parameters I've considered, we can find the prevalence is declining, falling over time. That is also a positive, welcoming thing. Gender inequality in political empowerment, that was the last parameter. Women's Reservation Bill seeks to reserve 1/3, 33% of all seats for Lok Sabha for women in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. During India's parliamentary elections, women had a voter turnout of 65.63%, which is slightly lower than 67.09% turnout for male. So that's also low. The percentage of women contestants and the percentage of women elected over the total seats in the last 5 general elections of Lok Sabha presented below in the graph shows that both are increasing over time. That is the percentage of the contestants and the elected women. That is increasing, but the percentages again show that percentages are very low. So far below the target which has to be achieved. Again, when I analyzed the state-wise performances also, there I have seen the participation of women in legislative assemblies of states and union territories as on 31st of December 2021. Here I have seen that in some of the states, like in Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, the percentage was very low. Like in Meghalaya, it was only 8.86%, in Mizoram only 8.61%, for Nagaland only 2.56%, Manipur 4.13%. So there is a remarkably low percentage of women participation in politics in some of the states. The remedial measures or suggestions from my findings, the findings show that the economic participation and opportunity, significant disparities remain in labor force participation, wage, and employment population ratio. And there is a gender gap in lower political representation of women also portrayed by that. Although there has been improvement in some parameters like the gender gap reducing for higher education like completion of master's degree, and there was an improvement in female school enrollment, literacy rate, etc. In health, mortality rate under 5 was declining, and gender gap is reducing. Anemia among women and children are also falling. But there are much which remains to be done to address the challenges remaining. To address the issue of gender-based disparities, UNICEF India's 2018-22 country program pledges to prioritize the issues of gender inequality in the areas of health, nutrition, education, WASH, which is water, sanitation, hygiene, child safety, social policy, reduction of excess female mortality, encouraging equitable eating habits, helping the dropout students, preventing the child marriage, enhancing women health and hygiene management, encouraging women's leadership, etc. are the goals of these initiatives. It is essential to invest in and empower the females in different areas such as the education, sports, life skills. By elevation of the value of worth of the girls, short-term objectives like better educational facilities, decreased anemia, medium-term objectives like preventing child marriage, long-term objectives like gender-based sex selection can be accomplished. It needs the inclusion of men, women both, as well as the mobilization of various societal sectors to change the value placed on girls. Empowerment of girls need adequate provision of service, safety, education, and skills to girls. They need to lower the risks they encounter and permit their full development and contribution to India's progress, and that requires focused investment and cooperation. It is also essential to have the specially designed programs focusing on education life skill, preventing violence and inclusivity for girls from the vulnerable groups to make them become resilient. In concluding this paper, it is important to realize that progress made over the years in this regard is commendable, marked by increased access to education for the girls and increasing presence of women in political spheres. But there are still important issues which require attention, like the deep-rooted cultural norms, traditional practices, etc., aggravating gender inequality in various forms. By advocating for women's rights, recognizing the significance of gender inequality, and putting into practice sensible laws, we can endeavor to build a more just and inclusive society. It is crucial to sustain a strong commitment to gender equality as India develops. By giving women's empowerment the first priority and tackling the obstacles they encounter, India may get closer to the goal of the Viksit Bharat to become the prosperous and self reliant country by 2047, a country where gender equality will be a reality for all. Thank you so much and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, Surabhika.
Thank you.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
We need to focus, as you have rightly pointed out. We are not a substitute. Men and women are not substitute to each other.
They're
We are
complementary to each other.
complementary to each other. We are in a race that men are trying to become women and women are trying to become men. Unfortunately, that is creating a lot of chaos in this world, because ultimately the families are affecting, the children are affecting, and ultimately at the end of the day, even women and men are both are being affected, and finally they are turning into single parents or kind of lonely persons. So the nature has not designed to be in that way. Nature has created this entire species has been divided in such a way, it made every species dependent on each other so that we cooperate, collaborate, and support each other and live in harmony so that the entire planet thrives. But unfortunately, even I'm very skeptical about these feminist movements also. At one perspective, they are doing a very good job. But the other perspective, they are also destroying themselves, unfortunately, because of certain radical decisions or radical, this thing. Anything that is radical is not at all, advisable. Because when we are too radical, things go out of our hands and there is a lot of damage that happens because things don't happen over day, overnight, or over. It takes a good amount of time for any change to happen. And that change comes with a lot of resistance as well, because we are not used to it. Suddenly someone comes and says, no, this is the way we have to, incorporate or we need to take it up. Then definitely there is a natural tendency by human being to resist the change unless and until we have something uh, that is pressing us to accept the change. We have seen even when mobiles were introduced, we were still resistant to use the mobile phones. We were still using landline phones, and people were still resistant to use computers. They were still more comfortable with manual work and typewriters. So for every change, there is a resistance from traditional to modern to contemporary. So these changes are inevitable. We cannot stop changes. The technologies are changing, and the roles, gender roles are changing. Today, gender roles are becoming, they are more or less becoming more equal or gender neutral, because when both genders are working, are sharing different roles at occupational levels, so it is imperative that they need to share even the household chores also, because to complement each other and support each other, so that others also get their opportunities, get their considerable time for their own responsibilities. So these are aspects we need to consider. Otherwise, we are seeing, especially most of the broken families and divorces are quite common. And unfortunately, because I am into social work also, so I see a lot of cases, counseling cases, family disputes. They are getting married in the morning, and by the evening, they are at the doors of court. And sometimes even within 1 hour they are getting divorced. I don't understand what is the point of marrying then if they don't have even that kind of understanding. So this lack of a proper understanding, of course there are various reasons, and more of this LGBTQI is also happening uh, because of various these reasons also, unknown unsaid reasons why this is happening. And because lot of issues that are prevailing in the society, and lot of opportunities that are also being created that should empower us, both the genders. But to some extent they are empowering, to some extent they are also hindering the development, including personal development and also career development. So
That is
these
also
are very complex issues that we need to focus on, and definitely presentations like like yours need to focus on different perspectives, different dimensions of both men and women, and come up with more such analytical studies, comparative studies, and see what exactly is happening, at what level, at what threshold level things are working and things are breaking up. So it's a very
we can notice the progress also, and as we are moving towards the goal of the sustainable development agenda. So we can see this also have shown in the paper, some progress has also been made. So we are moving in the right path towards the achievement of those goals.
yeah, that's what when we monitor, when we evaluate, we also know which direction we are going and whether the direction is correct or not. And moreover, today even the entire world is talking about the kind of development we have adopted was not at all a sustainable development, because we see today climate change. We are talking about millennium development goals. Now we are talking about sustainable development goals, and we are very near to just 5 years for 2030 to achieve. And these goals are very far away. Some goals are even we are not sure we will be able to even touch the thresholds of minimum levels. So definitely by the point we stand at now, we can say that we will still be not able to achieve SDGs by 2030, but at least we are putting
Some
some
progress
effort,
is there. Yeah.
and we are progressing towards at least incorporating, implementing certain measures, and maybe some other goals will be coming up, or maybe these can be extended further. But a constant steady progress is what is required in every field, every domain. So it's a very good discussion. Any
Thank
participants,
you
if
so
you
much.
have any comments, feedback on this presentation, are welcome. You can raise your hand if you have something to share, suggest, comment, or even for appreciating also. Okay, then congratulations once again. We wish you all the success for your future endeavors.
Thank you.
So we will move on to our next presenter. We have Dr. Chandrakala Diyali ma'am. She is Senior Assistant Professor from Amity University. Welcome, ma'am. You can unmute yourself, start your video, and also your presentation. You can minimize the poll so that others can continue. And next, we have Surabhi. You can share your details. I think yesterday you have shared, but today you haven't shared. Share your details in the chat box so that we can make a note.
Uh,
Yeah, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Ravinder sir, for organizing such a wonderful International Women's Day 2025. And thank you for inspiring every woman girl in this country to speak for herself and to train them, to upskill them. You know, you've been really working hard towards all this mission of righteous living. So we congratulate, and we are really with deepest, gratitude to you for your, endeavor. We wish you all the luck and happiness and everything, at your doorstep. And with this, I start with my presentation. It is not actually a presentation I would like to do today. It is, when I would like to just link up human civilization with religion, and all of you would be really questioning me as why religion, why not spirituality, So, spirituality, as far as spirituality is concerned, it is your self practice, and you silently experience that. But the religion is something so important, because it has structure and it has multiple functioning within that, right? So it has given a structure to it. It has given a structure, a framework to the spirituality that you practice, right? So religion is, and I would like to bring the last stage of our life, just while I was listening to Ravinder sir about in the review he was making about the presentation. For a short while I was out, but whatever I could hear, he was talking about why divorce cases and why there is fight between men and women and all that. So, few things that has been constructed by society with their own experiences and with their own indulgence, into the life. Religion is one of that constructed, institution in the society, which gives us guidelines, right? So we have, as per Indian, Indian life stage system, we have 4 stages, right? And as far as 4 stages are concerned, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanasprastha, and sannyasa. So when we are going to, kind of towards becoming older, right? That is Banasprata, when we start withdrawing from the, mainstream active life. And sannyasa is total denounce, you just denounce the worldly life and you go into the search for something that is so divinely, right? So now I would like to focus on 50 plus, right? Vanasprata and sannyasa. So how elderly, as we all know, I don't know whether whoever are listeners here, if you are in the category of Gen Z, I don't know how connected you feel with the religion and religious practices. Because these days even mothers are working, so they are not able to teach them the lesson, religious, the mantras and the psalms and Quran paragraphs and all that. It becomes very difficult and challenging for the mother because they have to do equally well in their professional life also. So the same challenge I face, but till our generation, our mothers used to play a very important role in chanting and doing a lot of satsangs and all, because they had free time during the daytime, right? So we inculcated those, those, those practices and those teachings and all that. And today's generation, they are missing out on indulging, and these days when, Kumbh is there and Kumbh was there and everybody, we could feel the sense of being together. We could feel the sense of, being in certain religious categories, and we got the framework as how do we live our life, and we could sense the connect with the divine, right? There are certain celebration in every religious, practices that we have, so that gives us a sense of connect. Now, this elderly people, when, see, brahmacharya is when you devote on skilling yourself, learning things, and all. Grihastha is when you develop a sense of responsibility because you become parents, you become husband, you become wife, and you learn the art of, services, to each other. And Vanasprata is 50 plus, where you, especially females, we have start of menopause, right? So religious practices that, or religious philosophies that we've been hearing from our, last generation, and from the granthas and all that, what does it give us? That, it helps us in purifying our thought process. It helps in, giving best to our sense of understanding. We would be able to become more positive, more enlightened, and we are not only enlightened in a sense, but we even have a sense of understanding of what is moral and immoral, right? And what are righteous way to live ahead. So religious philosophies have been deeply studied by all those gurus and philosophers and, traditional gurus and Mahatmas and all that. And they have written those experiences. Those are nothing but the experiences being close to the divine, right? And today, when we are so well educated, we are all professors, we are professionals in different walks of our life. you know uh, we have understanding, very good understanding of what world is all about, what are I mean, space, we know about earth, we know about relationship with, we know about different aspects of our life, like mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. So we know it so much. But in spite of knowing so much, why our life is not as happier and complacent as the people who have lived on this earth? Why our life is not so fulfilling, and a lot of conflicts and a lot of melodramas are there? We are somehow not in tandem with nature, and even nature doesn't seems to be aligning with our lifestyles and our living beings. Somewhere we find a miss. And why is it there a loophole? you know and so when it is that is what is the answer is the religion and religious practices, because spirituality is yourself practice. Religion that gives us a sense of belongingness, sense of humility, sense of working on the righteous path and all. Right now, this elderly group, post COVID, we have found out, or during the COVID, we have found out that most depressed group are these group, elderly group, because we have, categorize them as the source of COVID. Because when we age, when we start aging, when we start advancing in our age, what happens is there are a lot of onsets of physiological, psychological, cognitive, health problems that occurs, right? Because what happens is, and we are already frail and fragile by that age, 60 plus. Okay, and in the categories of older adults also, there are three components, or three compartments in that. Those are 60 plus, 70 plus, and 80 plus. So now, when we started blaming these elderly people for spreading the infection and being the source of infection, that itself was a big red flag. Because why we are blaming the elderly group? You know, that means we are detached from those categories of population. And at the present time, the social reality is that India is in by 2025, India is going to have more, the proportion of population is going to be more of older adults. So when we have started neglecting them, when we have started blaming them for certain, rise or spread of disease, and we have started isolating them, we have started naming ourselves to be a modern people, well educated people, and them to be redundant and stale and no more applicable. So you understand, that means we are lacking, there's utter lack of righteousness. So that's for the reason the Mother Earth seems to be distancing away from us. Yeah. Because these days, I was just reading early morning, I was just reading, somebody has sent a very humorous, paragraph that a girl was there in the picture, and girl said, we thought now, uh, you know uh, you know uh, summer is coming in, right? But I don't know, that girl, that was her voice. Now summer is coming in. So she was confused. No, no, no. Now, sometime we feel the winter is still persisting. Oh, no, no, no. Peak summer has come. That means there is a lot of confusion in case of our weather condition, also climatic change. We have already acknowledged, right? So climate change to weather changes to confusion. What are these? That means somewhere down the line, we are not able to connect the dots, and in order to connect the dots, only thing that we can rely upon is something that is socially constructed, that is a religion and religious philosophy and religious practices. So how does the religious practices helps us? I will take you through that. you know I don't know how much time I have. Community and social support. It gives us a sense of fulfillment. It gives us a sense of belonging to a community. It could be a church. It could be a temple. It could be a mosque or synagogue. Anything. It could be any congregation that we feel a sense of connect. We feel a sense of growth. We feel a sense of confidence. So religion should be perceived that way, that it gives us a sense of belongingness to towards righteous living. That should be the way of perception. Moral and ethical framework. Religion gives us, how this elderly group would be able to inculcate in the Gen Z is moral and ethical framework. This religious practices and religious philosophies, the teaching is going to give us a moral and ethical framework, what to do and what not to do. Because even why when myself I got married, and at the time I was leaving my house, my aunt whispered into my ears that you are leaving your house to come back time and again, but ensure that you always remember this house is made and created by your parents, but the house you are going to go into will be created by you, right? So in that case, I was like, what is she saying? So then when I entered into this new family, then I got to see that everything is happening as per my will and as per my ways. Things are getting, few things are getting changed as per. If things are better, if things are good, they would appreciate. So obviously religion would help us to give a moral and ethical framework to help us inculcate values like compassion and stay in gratitude. Be thankful about what you have. Be thankful being around the people and learn from each other, not to have a blame game. And so it was the best advice that my aunt gave it. So that's how I now today I realize that elderly people can do that, inculcate the value system, the moral lessons that they can give to the Gen Z or the new generation. Hope and comfort in adversities. That means there are a lot of adversities in today's world, which are yes, there were a lot of challenges of fetching the water and these that and all, but never ever they had so much of complication in terms of adjustment, in terms of inculcating the good habits and moral habits and moral values and all. They never, I mean, they did not have so much of challenge because they were ready to, as a female or as a male member, they had this upbringing, with the religious value system, religious teaching and all, which help us to keep ourselves grounded. So, and it has our, nothing in this challenging world would help you, then your strong character. If you have strength in your character, you will be able to combat any kind of problems. Okay, so character does not mean character less or character. I'm not only going into the personality, but even in terms of perception, in terms of thinking process, in terms of responses, in terms of coping mechanism, resistance, or resilience, more than resistant, resilience. So that would gives us a lot of solace, and we would be able to cope up with the fear and anxiety and all that if there was any kind of challenges. So philosophical perspective I would like to take you through. Philosophical perspective on aging, wisdom, and transience. So that's what you would be able to transit the roles, responsibility in a very comfortable manner. It's a, you'll take, if you have a good teaching since your childhood with the religious philosophy and teaching and all, you'd be able to transit through. And it is my self experience that whatever I'm today, has a strong connect with the divine. So I'm not a great personality or something like that, but whatever little I am today, as a mother, as a professional, as a as a being in this entire universe, the religion has a strong, building process in my life. So wisdom as the culmination of experience. So what happens is, uh, you know, uh, elderly people had experienced their life, so they are filled with the wisdom because they had gone through this trial and error and making mistakes and all through that, and nobody has ever made mistake than our forefathers, because they did not have internet. Today we are so proactive, finding if I'm having tussle with my colleagues, how am I supposed to cope up. We write and Google answer us back now in the era of AI. That's all the more quicker. They answer you back as a human being. So so they have made a lot of mistake, hence they have learned so much, a great deal, right? So wisdom as the culmination of experience, how these elderly people have accumulated their experiences in order to convert that into their wisdom. They have become wiser, and that's how they have developed the resilience and coping mechanism, and they have developed enormous knowledge through their experience. Okay, so I would like to name few you know uh, a philosophical perspective like Socrates. Okay, he emphasized that value of self-examination and the pursuit of wisdom throughout life. So Socrates, he focuses on how in a trial, in a trying phase of our life, we've got to, instead of finding the straw into some a small hairline into somebody's eye, we've got to find a straw into our own eyes. So we've got to self introspect, self examine, and then we would be more wiser, and that is a pursuit towards wisdom throughout our life. So Hindu and Buddhist tradition also view aging as a transition towards renunciation and spiritual enlightenment, in the sense that how elderly people would be able to transit through their roles, right? It's nothing like their life. See, in a whole lifespan, every species have a lifespan, and as human being also have a lifespan. So in this lifespan, different stages are there. How we transit through the life stage depends on our perception, our attitude, our responses, our thinking process, our behavior. So those could be inculcated by the elderly people into the new generation, and we as a teachers who are advancing in our age, we also should play a very important role, and all the professional in the offices also instead of we always often say in the office scenario also, oh, this Gen Z, they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to respect. हम लोग का time में होता था, respect and goodness and all that. But we can always be source of knowledge as banyan tree, we can be a evergreen, banyan tree to give them a dose of wisdom, even though they don't they might ignore you for a few years and all, but now they are post COVID. They are the Gen Zs. No, if Bollywood has surrendered, onto the Lord, so rest of the Gen Z would follow that, right? So most difficult was, so these days you get to see the top rated actor and actresses. They show the submission to and being they show the act of gratitude and all, which was not there in the in the middle time and in the previous era, right? And even Christianity and Islamic teaching emphasize that wisdom comes from faith, patience, and divine understanding. So, wisdom always is derived from the faith-based philosophies and teachings. But the teachers have to have a broad understanding and broader view of world, broader horizon of thinking, and also that they are, though they don't turn the Gen Z or little children, the spongy brain into a terrorist or into a very fundamentalist human being, but towards becoming a very inclusive personality, towards becoming, a person who would understand, if I have to respect my father, whom my mother and father has introduced, my mother has introduced that this is your father. In order to respect my father, I should not be disrespecting somebody else's father to emphasize the meaning of my own father. So that kind of understanding is a broader horizon of religion, right? So transcendence and the aging self. So as I already emphasized, how spiritual transience help us to walk through the next stage of our life with with a lot of confidence, with lot of peace, with lot of selflessness, and lot of preparedness. You have to prepare yourself. Yes, this is the phase. You've got to, these days we are trying to construct our facelift and this lift and that lift and all. No, your household chores are enough for you to lift up here and there, but you should be able to accept your graceful aging in order to connect with the divine, the supernatural, or spirit that is existing around us, in us. Ultimately we've got to, our life culminates, our soul culminates into that divine. So but we have to show that preparedness. That's for the reason we as elderly people should be able to help the Gen Z to go distance themselves away from the unrighteous way, from the drug addiction, from alcoholism, from becoming a chain smoker, from indulging into one night stands, and becoming a moral being inside and outside, becoming beautiful both inside and outside. you know Mm, so philosophy of acceptance and detachment. So Hinduism, Buddhism, Stoic, so many religious philosophy, it gives us the sense of detachment, and so an attachment, in a sense, attachment through giving out or sacrificing your own self into service of your family, into service of your duties that are given in the office, into the duties of as a professional, towards your students or whoever you are serving towards the people you are serving, for bureaucrats, right? And Hinduism, Buddhism, many Baha'i religious group, Christianity, everybody, they give a sense of connect. And at the same time, as you advance in your aging and you retire, you start, entering into 50 plus and all, you start getting detached from the worldly life, so that, we would be able to practice the sustainability in real sense. Then, having a thirst to get recognition and all those, thirst should be there, but in attaining that thirst, what is the action that you are doing in front of the people to keep you, to make you an immortal being, by inculcating good righteous ways? Some people want to be just famous for just reasons which are not at all applicable for the whole world. So here I would like to pull in a little bit of knowledge about how Gandhiji has said that before you speak something, write something, or invent something, always try to, kind of always try to examine, always try to, kind of test it, that whether it is going to be sustainably useful to the community or and all. Why am I telling is, today, how come that urea, pesticides are being introduced? See, and we are accepting which human civilization or which human community has thought we have to poison to grow our food. Imagine, how insects are dying, vital insects which are going to rejuvenate our earth to help us, to give us food, perennial food, is being, you know, destroyed once and for all. And today we are so glad, when we are talking about Viksit Bharat, we are talking only about development for concretization. So, why on earth our development cannot go on the right path, or on forest, social forestry, on preserving and conserving the cultural heritages of tribal group, conserving and protecting our traditional seeds, our traditional food habits, our traditional way of connecting with each other, and our religious celebration. Earlier we used to light up the diya with ghee, in order to kill all the all the insects, injurious insects in and around, and that used to benefit birds and animals and all. These days our mother cow, is they suffer with mother cow, sparrows, our beautiful birds and all. They suffer when we celebrate our religious festivity, on the day of Diwali. They many of the birds and cows and all, they go neurotic, they go, they are confused, they go restless, they die, because they are also organism. We've got to understand we are living, we are cohabiting with them. Okay, the impact of faith on emotional resilience and mental well-being. We are talking about, mental stimulation, right? We are talking about cognitive stimulation and all. Our elderly are suffering with Alzheimer and dementia and all that. So why mental health problems? When we are connected with the Creator, we are walking on the right or righteous path. Our soul is so pure that it would lead you to think good. It will lead you on the right path. So we will not suffer with mental health problem. And in fact, anyone who is suffering with mental health problems and all, you would be the one to radiate your energy, positive energy, towards resolving their issues. And one of them is Ravindra sir. Anytime we are, I myself, when I'm confused with certain kind of writings and all, I ask him and he just kind of help me by giving me the easiest way out and how he try to decomplex everything. So that is the beauty of being a religious person, right? So we with this we develop sense of control. Emotional coping strategies are being maintained and discovered through religious practices: forgiveness, emotional healing, optimism, gratitude. All those are being developed, and that is being promoted by Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and Baha'i, Confucianism. Confucian philosophy talks about the uh, filial piety, where respect for elders is fundamental to a harmonious society. Aging individuals are seen as custodians of tradition and moral values. And we as Indians, we should know that, this is our last phase of our life, the older adults, and this world and this life stages comes for all of us. Yeah, we also will grow old, and we are advancing on everyday basis towards becoming elderly. And we as elderly people will should be agile, active, and maintain their good health spirit, in order to not lose hope, but to teach themselves, practice themselves through religious philosophies, through religious teaching, through religious practices, to bring in new ray of hope for the world, for the human civilization, and the entire universe. With this, I stop my, I give a pause to my presentation. Thank you so much to Ravindra sir for having given this opportunity and letting my souls, connect with the listeners of today. And thank you for presenting such wonderful papers today to all the presenters. We have learned it so much from all of you, and continue to serve and give to Mother Nature, Mother cows, Mother, entire universe, the speechless animals, birds, any, wetlands. We should be for the nature, then only nature will be for us. Otherwise, in days to come, we would only be seeing earthquake, destruction, devastation. So in the name of development, we are not supposed to be so proud. Just now I was just watching this, this relentless Bharat, unceasing Bharat. So on the path towards, unceasing Bharat, we should not concretize and, erase off the traditionality, rurality, the sanctity, the field, the flowers, the birds, the ocean, the rivers, the stones, the rocks, the mountains, the plateau, the rivers, the universe, space, we should not demean it, the divine, So with the divine's name, I end finally. Thank you so much. Ravinder sir, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful talk. Always there is a connect between philosophy, spirituality, and religion. Because as a human beings, we are always wondering why we have come here, what is the purpose of our life, and how best we can contribute to ourselves, our family, our environment, our planet. So that pondering always, helps us to explore and learn more things and follow certain systems. And there are, as you rightly pointed out, there are different stages of life. And these are also scientifically based on evolutionary process, where one needs to focus on certain aspects of development, learning, and also a kind of employment, implementation that happens in each stage, where there are certain priorities at each stage, where we need to focus on that particular aspects. Then only, we can go in a sustainable way. Sustainable life is also very important. Otherwise, what happens most of the time, you end up, we see a lot of people struggling. They are not settled because sometimes at the time where they need to focus on certain things, they are unfortunately not guided properly, or they do not concentrate on that. They have some other priorities and they are out of track, and later on they keep struggling. So these are very important aspects, not only in personal life. This is not just physically, I'm talking about socially, economically, but also physically, cognitively. Every domain gets affected at one point or other. So it's a wonderful talk delivered by you on this wonderful occasion, and a lot of spiritual discourse that happens, that has happened in your talk, is more apt to this event today, that is we are commemorating. And we congratulate you and appreciate you, ma'am, for taking your valuable time and joining us and sharing your wonderful message on this occasion. Wish you all the success, and look forward for more sessions in future.
Thank you. Before I leave, Ravinder sir, I love this post, which you have posted in Facebook. I would like uh, the attendees to, watch it. Women don't exploit other females. Happy Women's Day. So wonderfully depicted that, we are exploiting the mother cows. So we've got to rethink, and then make a change. Better life for them as well, because they deserve, and they are speechless, and we are drinking their milk, the mother cow's milk. We are trying to strengthen our body system and all with her milk, but the way we are treating her today is not appropriate. We have robbed them of their beautiful, green pasture land. We have robbed them of the space. We have robbed them of the comfort and the freedom to move around. So this, we have to rethink and remodel our, what do I say, thinking and perception. This is such a wonderful post. I just hope all of you have liked it. Thank you, sir. Ravinder sir, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Then I got some from somewhere, this social media post. I liked it very much. The kind of way it was presented as a metaphor, as an analogy. can be, interpreted in many ways, like as you rightly pointed out. That is one. Another way is, women, often there is a common saying that women is the enemy of women. So it shouldn't be that case. We should help each other, support each other. And if we don't help ourselves, then who is going to support us? So in many ways, it's wonderful. We can create, everyone can create such beautiful analogies, metaphors, and they use them in our presentations. And I don't know who created it, but definitely that creator we should appreciate and acknowledge. And it's a wonderful, and more such things are there. So maybe in that way it can become more thought-provoking. Thank you, ma'am, once again, bringing it to audience. And we wish you all the success and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, sir.
So we will move on to next presenter. So Nishu Jain wants to present. Yes, Nishu Jain, you can go ahead, unmute yourself. Start
Great. Hi. One second. Hi again, everyone. So, hope everyone had a great Women's Day yesterday. And special thanks to Dr. Ravindra and Sri Research Institute for arranging this session. This session is a great way to celebrate the success of women around the world. Since we have been given another day for us to speak, so I wanted to speak further on women empowerment. So as I introduced myself yesterday, I'm a chartered accountant and BCom honors by qualification. I cleared CA in the first attempt and All India 75th rank in intermediate. I've worked in brands like IBM, Barclays, HCL, EXL, Genpact, HCL, and topped my college, Abdel University, and was a gold medalist in my school. I received the Young Woman Achiever Award recently for my accomplishments at a very young age and was the LinkedIn Top Business Intelligence Voice in 2024. I have worked 18 years of experience and I've worked on various finance roles, digital transformation roles, and business strategy roles. I'm also a registered member of PETA, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, where I've raised my voice against the cruelty of animals and spread awareness on social media of the same. So just like I have raised my voice against cruelty of animals, so what I feel is that if something doesn't feel right to us, we need to raise our voice. So women must always raise our voices and stand up for what we believe in. So whether it be for another woman, if we feel that something is being done wrong to another woman or something is being done wrong to animals, whatever it may be, as women, we need to raise our voices and we have the power to bring change. We can challenge injustice and create a future where equality and respect are there. Silence should never be an option where our rights and dignity are at stake. Our voices matter and are the key to driving progress. So one very good example on this is of the Nobel Prize winner, Malala Yousafzai. So she came from an area where girls' education was banned, but her outspoken courage, she had a lot of courage, and the people of that place didn't like, and it led to an attempt to shoot her when she was only 15 years old. But her story didn't end there. Instead of silencing her, this instead amplified her voice, further strengthened her voice. She recovered and became one of the strongest advocates for girls' education. She became a world-famous author and the Nobel Prize winner in 2014. So her story is a reminder of the power of girls in the toughest circumstances. So the next time someone tries to stop you from raising your voice, come out stronger and make sure your voice is heard. Today, I also want to talk about a challenge that many women leaders and CEOs of organizations have faced. This is the imposter syndrome. This is the feeling of doubting our accomplishments and fearing that we will be exposed as not being good enough. It's a silent struggle that can really undermine our confidence and hold us back from reaching our full potential. So, how to overcome this? What you need to do is to acknowledge your achievements, embrace your strengths, recognize and embrace your unique strengths. So, yesterday I also spoke about Oprah Winfrey, how she utilized her strength. She had emotional qualities. Uh, she had emotional intelligence. So she used that to become one of the world famous leaders. Even though the news channel rejected her because she was too emotional, she made her own talk show where she interacted with people and shared her emotions and became one of the world famous speakers, anchors. So, another thing that how we can overcome this imposter syndrome is to seek support of people who give you that confidence. So you should surround yourself with a supportive network of mentors. You should remind yourself, keep on reminding of yourself of your worth and capabilities. Keep learning and growing and be very kind to yourself. Self-compassion is very important. You need to be very kind to yourself. Another important thing which I would like to highlight is how diverse leadership teams bring a wealth of different perspectives, experiences, and ideas to the table. We have seen many brands these days, they have started maintaining a diversity ratio in leadership positions. So why are organizations doing this? Why suddenly organizations are maintaining this diversity ratio? How does this diversity help organizations? So even most organizations which I have been part of also have encouraged this. So how does this diversity help organizations? This leads to enhanced innovation. When leaders from different backgrounds come together, they bring unique viewpoints and creative solutions to complex problems. This also leads to better decision making. Diverse teams are better equipped to consider a wide range of factors and different perspectives and different potential outcomes. This leads to more informed and balanced decision making. What else? Increased employee engagement. Inclusive leadership creates a culture where all employees feel respected and valued. When people see themselves being represented in leadership, they are more likely to be engaged, motivated, and committed to the organization's goals. And another point is enhanced reputation. We have seen that organizations that prioritize diversity and inclusion are seen as progressive and socially responsible. This enhances their reputation and attracts top talent. It also attracts the customers and partners who are willing to engage business with such organizations which promote diversity. So with this, I would just like to end again saying that please embrace your strengths and keep rising and keep shining to all the women. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishiji, for your wonderful message. As you rightly said, there are a lot of challenges, especially when coming to entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly.
An entrepreneur, but turned into a spiritual person now and full-time academician practice. So my family is basically, a business family. So I know what business exactly is
Right.
because we're having a traditional family from business background. As a businessman also, I know how business takes place. So
Okay.
there are a lot of challenges, especially coming to power dynamics and the gender dynamics that plays. A lot of challenges are there, especially in corporate sector. In normal places only we are able to see there is a lot of discrimination that is happening. The
Yeah.
first discrimination starts at the appointment stages, only selecting women for the roles, for the posts. There
Right.
the discrimination starts, and later on, the next discrimination comes at the pay. They are paid less, and the opportunities are less, promotions are less. So this saga continues, and everywhere you see there is a discrimination. And and there are also a lot of issues like generally, commonly we see when we hire women, there are. I have seen certain, because I'm also part of many interview panels. I see, they give us some instructions also. Women who are married, recently married, are not to be hired, because definitely they are going to be, wanting to be a mother, childbearing. Again, maternity leave. Again, 6 months, 3 months is lost, and productivity is lost. So a lot of things are, people think like a businessman, a businesswoman. That they have different. They are there to make profits. They are not there for the charity, right? So they have different perspective. Not that humane perspective where people are thinking in a human way. They are trying to leverage the benefits or the human capital. When we are talking about, they see human resource as a human capital, how much they are investing and what is the return of investment that is coming from that human capital. So these are various challenges we see practical, which commonly faced by almost every woman in the workforce. So these challenges needs to be properly addressed. That happens only through empowerment. First we need to be aware of what are the challenges, then how to face those challenges, how to overcome those challenges, and and how you will be able to manage, compensate such. Now things are moving differently with the technology. We have work from home facility where even people who are on leave are also, I mean, especially on maternity leave or some other reasons, they are also contributing from home, without need to travel, extra strain and other things. Still, they are on leave, and they are also not on full time, but whenever their presence is required, they are able to contribute. Maybe similar kind of arrangements have to be made so that both have a win-win situation, where they are also not feeling that they are out of the service or out of profession for a certain period of time. Again, it is going to affect their promotion because of seniority, because they are on leave for a certain time, because not all the policies, HR policies, are same. Some policy says that maternity leave or any kind of such leaves are counted, and some policy says it is not counted. Again, there are policy differences based on organization to organization. Though there is a policy or document policy, but practically at the time of implementation, they don't really implement. They say it is there for the compliance of legal provisions, but often we see they are not practically implemented. So all these things are there, challenges are there. So we need to, as a collective, we need to come forward, we need to address this, and we need to empower women. And also we need to empower HR departments, especially, organizations, middle management, top management, and, many things can be addressed, like especially coming to nursing mothers, breastfeeding mothers. They don't have many corporations. Even I see many huge multi MNCs also, they don't have crèches. They don't have nurseries, play schools. They are earning crores, billions and billions of rupees. How much it will cost to have a nursery in their office? It will not cost even a penny of their profits, right? But how much productivity they can get it? When we are talking about return of investment, when babies are taken care in their own offices, you see the productivity levels of mothers or women, the kind of confidence they have. the kind of involvement, commitment they have, and loyalty towards the organization, because organization is taking care of themselves in the form of taking care of employees as well as their children also, their family. So these are various aspects that also need to be focused on, especially coming to challenges where these are being addressed now. So earlier there were a lot of, you know, uh, events and lot of taboo stigma around these topics. They feel that these need not be discussed. But now people are coming up, opening up, a lot of issues are coming, and even ILO is also has time and again trying to advocate for these, and even India and various other countries are also bringing up new policies at workforce for women empowerment and all these. And as a woman, and also the men also have equal responsibility wherever we are working, whichever organization we are working, ensure that we also advocate for these kind of facilities so that gender equality, gender equity is maintained, is empowered. So both the genders, irrespective of whatever the kind of challenge is facing. So today we are even the different kind of perspectives are coming up, not just maternity leave, but also paternity leave. Even father also have to be given leave so that father also can contribute to the child, so that mother, can get some rest from the motherly duties. So even this kind of perspective is also coming, and even some organizations have also welcomed, and they are also granting leave, like alternative day or additional provisions where they can take additional leave and also get additional benefits. So we can collaboratively talk about these challenges, addressing them, and especially because you are in the corporate sector and you have a say over there, you have achieved. So I think, you can be an ambassador, you can be an advocate at your level, whatever level, so that it can bring some change, at least to some extent. So we all need to do that, and hope you will do much more in these domains as well, in these considering these perspectives. And we wish you all the success for your endeavors, and may God bless you more opportunities in coming days for you. And happy.
Thank you so much. And it's really great that these days organizations are realizing the importance of recognizing women and creating good policies for women. And we also need to advocate the same wherever we work. So, yeah, hope we go in a progressive direction. And thank you again for this opportunity and platform, Dr. Ravindra and the Institute. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So we will, if anyone else would like to share, then we have almost come to an end. If anyone else would like to share, feel free. You can raise your hand. Or if you want to share your feedback also, you are welcome. On the 2 days sessions, whatever happened today. I will enable mic so that you can, by yourself, you can unmute yourself one by one and speak. Just give me a second. Now you can unmute yourself one by one and you can share your feedback, your takeaways from these 2 days.
Hello, sir. Yesterday I had spoken one poem Today also want to speak same other poem.
Yeah,
Please
please.
allow me. Since mother is the Mahan, means great woman, so I have written a Hindi poem. माँ की ममता महान है, माँ तेरे दुआओं के असर ने ही मुझे काबिल बना दिया, आज भी उदास हो जाऊं जिंदगी से तो मुस्कुराना सिखा दिया। जमाना बदल गया, दिन की सुबह मोबाइल हाथ में होता है, माना काम बहुत आता है पर आंख खुलते माँ का प्यार होता है। मोबाइल के बटन दबाते ही होटल का पिज्जा तो आ जाता है, आज भी भूख लगते ही माँ का दाल चावल ही याद आता है। घर के अंदर आते ही माँ चाहिए, दिल का हाल बताने को माँ चाहिए, चैन की लोरी सुना दे गोद में सिर रख लूं माँ चाहिए। हर हाल में सुख चैन मिलता है जब माँ का आशीर्वाद होता है, माँ तो जन्नत का फूल है, प्यार करना उसका वसूल है। दुनिया की मोहब्बत फिजूल है, माँ की हर दुआ कबूल है। माँ को नाराज करना इंसान तेरी भूल है, माँ के कदमों की मिट्टी जन्नत की धूल है। ये मेरी कविता थी और मैं समझता हूं कि ये रिलेवेंट होगी आज के टॉपिक के ऊपर। धन्यवाद सर। डॉक्टर रविंद्रा सर।
Thank you, Ghanshyam Jalsi. It is very much appropriate on this because motherhood is part of, is an essence of womanhood and women. And we all have embraced womanhood and motherhood, as we all have mothers, and that is the best thing that has happened to everyone, including all the genders. Thank you once again for being part of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So anyone else would like to contribute? Feel free. You can unmute yourself. Yeah, Christina, you would like to share something? You have unmuted.
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone. Once again,
Yeah,
I just want to appreciate the organizer of this opportunity and event, who is no one but our very own Dr. Ravindra. Thank you so much, sir. I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn and listen to each other on different topics as it relates to women particularly. I am happy that the women folks and gender are now coming on to to lend their voices at different I want to encourage the advocacy to keep educating women on their rights as we have the opportunity to do so, to go on sharing this knowledge, because up till now there are women that are either shut out or they actually don't know their places and their rights. So even when it is infringed upon, they don't even address or their protection. So thank you very much. This year's celebration and this year's theme is apt. The theme is apt and very timely. And I pray that the advocacy will continue even after these 2 days commemoration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina, for your kind words. And yes, definitely, this is not just one day that we are embracing women, appreciating women. And every day we have an opportunity and we continue to embrace every moment of our life for women as well as men. So this should continue even in coming days ahead, forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rabin. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share? We can quickly, everyone can take a moment to share, and then we shall conclude it. The feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving. That is mandatory, because it is through this feedback form and registration form we get your data. You mark your attendance. So generally, the name which is being displayed may not be the name as you have registered. And anyone who else who have not spoken yesterday, today, Virendra Kumarji, if you are comfortable, you can share few words. Sir is also regularly, part and parcel of the deliberations.
Yes, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Well, I will not be able to share my camera, but I will just share my few thoughts about Women's Day.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Please go
yes, uh, being a lawyer, I would just like to tell about why there is need of separate laws for women. So, for that, we need to understand the meaning of gender ratio and the adverse consequences if we don't have the, say, equal gender ratio. So in India, it has been found that gender ratio is about 52 to 48%. That is, there are 2% males excess as compared to, say, females. So this gender ratio seems to be quite, uh, that is, if we consider only the percentage, then we may not understand its significance. But when we see that the gender ratio, if we multiply it by India's population, then we shall see that it is very fearsome statistics. That is, there are 5.5 crore, that is 55 million male excess as compared to women. Now, this causes a very, say, fearsome scenario. That is, 5.5 crore males will not be able to marry. This is called as marriage squeeze. It is not there only in India, but it's also there in, say, China, Nepal, some other Asian countries. So, even in India, being a large country, it changes or varies from state to state. In some states, like Haryana, it had reduced very much. That is just 1000 to 866. Now, this is the reason why the Prime Minister Narendra Modi started Selfie with Daughter and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, these campaigns from Haryana. Because if we consider the marriage squeeze problem, then the gender ratio is 1083 to 1000. That means per thousand male, there are per thousand female, there are 1083 males. Or we can also put it the other way, that is 1000 to 923. This is as per say statistics in 2020. Uh, that is because we did not have our census in 2021 because of COVID. Now, this marriage squeeze is one problem. There is also rise in sexual offenses because of this, because approximately 5.5 crore males are not able to say marry, and that makes the life of all the 66.2 crore females, that is 662 million females, unsafe. There is there are other social consequences of this, that is increase in homosexuality among males. Since this 5.5 crore males are not able to marry, that creates another, say, deformity, and that there is demand for even legalizing homosexuality. Supreme Court has already decriminalized it that is IPC 377, and in the new law, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, this section has been completely dropped. Although there was recommendation of the parliamentary committee that this section should be retained, but it has been decriminalized. Then inadequate representation. Since number of females is less, there is the votes of females are also reduced by 3.70 crores, that is 37 million, weakening them further. Hence, there is demand for more reservation for females everywhere, particularly in parliament and assemblies. But there is reluctance to give them even 33% reservation when actually it should be, say, if should be equal, then it should be 50-50. If it is proportionate, then it should be 52-48. And if it is to be equitable, then it should be 48-52. But practically, we see that even in panchayats where the reservation is given, there is pradhanpati system. That is, instead of women, their husbands are actually looking after the village affairs. Secondly, in parliament, so a bill has been passed, even amendment to constitution has been made. The implementation will take 4 years more, but percentage uh, that is of women in assemblies and parliament is going to be 33%, whereas actually it should be equal, that is 48 or 50 or 52. So it is neither equal nor equitable nor proportionate. Another adverse consequence is the rise in prostitution, because uh, if 5.5 crore people, that is 55 million people, that is male, are not going to find female partners, that gives rise to wife sharing system, that is more than one males marrying common female. This is another adverse consequence of inadequate or adverse gender ratio. So there is also demand for legalizing prostitution because there is problem of AIDS and health problems because of that. There is another prediction, that is the dowry system in India, that is likely to reverse in future, and it might gradually disappear fully. That is, men will have to give dowry to families of females for marrying them in future, instead of at present females giving dowry to male. The Law Commission and the Supreme Court have talked about misuse of only section 498A, that is the section that is cruelty, widely misused. Now it is retained, there is no change. The same section is now broken into two sections, that is 55 and 56 in this Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. And there is also no need to convert misuse of single section of IPC into debate on other laws which are all necessary for protection of women and children. So in India we have so many laws that are there for protection of women and children. Hence everybody should appreciate the gravity and seriousness of this problem. We are not going to enter into a debate, that is whether it is a gender war or whether superiority or inferiority of one gender over the other, or decried as a feminist view. But we need to understand the importance and equality of genders in true sense. Then only this situation can be remedied. And therefore, there are many laws in India that have been especially enacted for women, that is Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956, Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986, Commission of Sati Prevention Act 1987, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, and Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 and 2018, and Hindu Widows Remarriage Act 1856. Even there are many civil laws in India that are there. Hindu Women's Right to Property Act 1937, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, that is MTP 1971, Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act 1994, so that these ultrasound clinics are not able to detect the gender before birth, or they are penalized if they if they declare that before birth. National Commission for Women is there in India as per the Act of 1990. Maternity Benefit Act is one of the labor laws that is there enacted in 1961. Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act 1986, Dissolution of Muslim Marriages Act 1939, Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Act 2019, and Family Courts Act 1984. In India, we don't have uniform civil code, but now there is demand, and Uttarakhand has been a pioneer in this direction. We have implemented Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code Act 2024 from this 27 January 2025, and it is believed that it will be enacted into some other states also. Gujarat has already formed a committee. Even in our constitution, there are some special provisions for women. We also have special provisions for women in Indian Penal Code, Indian Evidence Act, Code of Criminal Procedure. Now they had been replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam, and Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita in 2023. Code of Civil Procedure 1908 also has some provisions for, say, uh, uh, especially for women. Among labor laws, we have many laws that are women related, or at least some sections of that are there which are related to women. So we have Employees Compensation Act 1923, Trade Unions Act 1926, Employers Liabilities Act 1938, Payments of Wages Act 1936, Payments of Wages Procedure Act 1937, Minimum Wages Act 1948, Equal Remuneration Act 1976. Now, some of these laws are going to be replaced by the four new labor codes that have been passed in India in 2019 and 2020. So, state laws have been formed and rules are being made, and these are likely to be implemented very soon. So, Code on Wages 2019 is one of them. Some older laws include Employees State Insurance Act 1948, Factories Act 1948, where there are provisions to have toilets on every floor. There are even provisions for having creche, even maternity leave for women. Plantation Labor Act 1951 for women working in plantation. Cinematograph Act 1952 for women working in cinema industry. Mines Act 1952. Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1979. Interstate Migrant Workmen Regulation of Employment and Conditions of Service Act 1979, Bidi and Cigar Workers Conditions of Employment Act 1966, Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act 1970, Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act. So these are some of the labor laws that we have especially for women. Even if we see family laws, although we don't have uniform family code or secular family code in India, but we have different laws for different religions. And so we have Special Marriage Act 1954, Foreign Marriage Act 1969, Guardians and Wards Act 1890, Indian Christian Marriage Act 1872, Divorce Act 1869 for Anglo-Indian marriages, Married Women's Property Act 1874, Protection of Civil Rights Acts 1955 that abolishes untouchability, Hindu Marriage Act 1955, Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956, Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956, Hindu Succession Act 1956, which together form four major Hindu laws. We have Muslim Personal Law Shariat Obligation Act 1937. For Sikh community, we have Anand Marriage Act 1909, Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, and Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929. So these are some of the family laws which have some special provisions for protection of women. There are other laws that include Mental Health Care Act 2017, Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, and Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act 2019. So these are some other legislations that protect women. So there is need for separate laws for women, and this protection has been legally and constitutionally given in India. And except one or two sections, there is very less misuse. That is only 498A is the only section, or some sections of, say, Domestic Violence Act that have criminal implications. Even in Criminal Procedure Code, we have right to maintenance, that is sections 125, 126, 127, 128, which ensures maintenance not only for, say, wife or wives, but also to minor children and parents. So these are some of the provisions in India that underline or highlight the importance being given to women, so that we achieve the gender equality, which is also one of the sustainable development goals of the United Nations. So thank you, Dr. Ravindra, for giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You have really added a value addition to these celebrations. These are also very significant. I was also thinking, because there are certain topics that haven't covered, but you have filled that gap with your contribution. I really appreciate you for sharing this information. And we wish you all the success for future endeavors. And thanks once again taking time and joining on this International Women's Day celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks to all the audience also.
So with this, I think, hope everyone had shared their views and messages on this International Women's Day. So I think we can call it for the day. So today we have commemorated International Women's Day sessions, which were continued from yesterday's sessions. And today we also commemorated World Kidney Day, because we see that women are more affected comparatively to men in all aspects. And we have also seen how, women, especially when coming to chronic kidney diseases or acute kidney injuries, women have to pay a greater price or are more affected than men. And we also see at various measures, various tests, procedures, and precautions that can be taken up to prevent, avoid, and also treat with early intervention, early detection of kidney diseases. And we have seen the comorbidity conditions, the other diseases that occur, lifestyle diseases that occur and influence the CKD, like heart diseases, coronary diseases, diabetes, and overweight, and various other comorbidities that are occurring together. And we have few presentations and sharing of experiences by Christina Higgin from Nigeria, and then by Nidhi Jain, chartered accountant from from India, and we have Surabhi Kar, and then we have Nishu Jain, followed by Ghanshyam Das, and then Virendra Kumarji, and also by Dr. Chandrakala Diyaji, and all those who have contributed to this day celebrations. And we wish you all the success for your future endeavors. And as you all know, ours is a platform run by volunteers, and we do not seek any donations, any sponsorships from any individual or group or government or private agency, to make it independent from all kind of influences and make it more transparent, accountable, and keep it free. Because when someone is investing, someone is sponsoring, or someone is funding, they have their own terms and conditions. We don't want any terms and conditions. Even as a members of this organization, being volunteers, we fund the organization. That is how the proceedings happen. but we don't have any terms and conditions. The only thing is we want to keep this platform transparent, accountable, and open for all. And no one is discriminated, no one is judged here. Only thing is you need to follow the procedures because that is same for all, including me also. Every day, even an event is there, my duty is to start with registry because I am also a volunteer, though I am a coordinator conducting. So I also register, I also provide feedback for every event. So that's how no one is exempted, and it is everyone's responsibility because only when we register, we become officially part of it and we can document it. And only because we all are working professionals, right? We all have a lot of things to be done at a professional level, at our organizations, and also at a personal level, at family level, at home. So we all are preoccupied and daily taking time conducting these sessions and also pre-post session. It's a huge burden for us, all of us. So that's why being more collaborative, cooperative, and following the system helps us to deliver services and leverage the benefits of that. And these sessions will continue. Figures doesn't matter. So no matter how many participants are there, the sessions are going to continue. So we request all the participants to utilize this opportunity. See, you can come here. We have provided opportunity. We have provided platform for all the good reasons. You kindly go through presentation guidelines. These 2 days, we have broken our own rules and we have allowed people to be free in sharing whatever they want constructively, productively, without hurting others. But generally, on other days, we have certain rules and regulations to, avoid misuse of this platform. So everyone, we request whoever new to this platform, you can go through the presentation guidelines once. Then you will know what to share, what not to share. And even when there are certain occasions like this, we relax certain formalities, certain rules and regulations where you can come up and freely share about your personal accomplishments as well, to the extent allowed. So utilize this opportunity. This platform has been created for everyone. This is our platform and utilize it. Opportunities are everywhere. I keep telling time and again because I keep hearing time and again. If given me a chance, I will prove myself. But there are a lot of opportunities. People are not coming forward, taking chance because every opportunity is being judged. That's where we lose opportunities. Don't judge opportunities, whether it may be small or big. I have seen people, they have never said no to any such opportunities, and they are doing almost, 4 or 5 events a day, and they are already engaged for another 1-2 years. They have ample of opportunities. Why? Because they don't see whether that is a big opportunity, small opportunity, whether I am going to get something. Definitely you are going to gain, you are not going to lose any. But again, don't judge on what is that we are getting. Definitely you will get, but everything, every system has certain formalities we need to complete, because if we don't do, someone else has to do again. So when we don't do our duty, someone else has to sacrifice their additional time, and that can happen or that may not be happening because of their own known reasons and constraints. That's why let's all be collaborative, keep completing our work, but definitely one day what you deserve you will be getting more than that in one way or the other. So, and we need to work on various issues like sustainable development, climate change. We need more perspectives. We need more views, exchange of dialogues, exchange of discussions, and we need different solutions, because more and more different problems are coming up, more challenges are coming up. In the process of solutions, new problems emerge, and we need further refine our strategies, solutions. So utilize this opportunity and contribute to yourself as well as to others, to the society. Platform is free. We have set up everything and it is there running. So only thing is you need to be disciplined. We all, in fact, you in the sense means including me. It's not you. You, when I say you, it also applies to me and everyone. So we need to be disciplined. We need to invest our time. We need to complete the formalities so that whatever time we get, apart from our academic life, apart from academic practice and spiritual, religious, all these activities are part and parcel of our life. We also need to take some time out of it and organize. And presenters can come and go, but we cannot leave in the middle, and we cannot. We have to, from starting to ending, we have to be there. And before starting, we have pre-event work, and after ending also we have pre-event work, like everything is going live and recording, and we need to document it so that tomorrow, just in case we need any reference. So other 15 to 30 minutes or half an hour before and after minimum is required for us to, call it for the end of the day. So more than anyone else, we are spending more time. So don't, by completing all the formalities by ourselves, you will be doing a favor of, saving your time as well as our time, so that the things speed up. So this is for everyone's benefit. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. We have seen many people who have come on the platform, who have got, especially in the COVID time when initially we started, many students, scholars, even faculty members, they came here, presented, they got their projects, BA, bachelor's, master's also got completed because they presented, got certificates. And, and even many also got their PhDs awarded, and they came back and give us feedback. It was immense pleasure, they did not spend even a single paisa as a fees, registration fees. And, they came here, presented here, and got appreciated. And because of the kind of team we have, all our professionals like scientists, doctors, academicians, our body is, highly qualified, reputed, and we strictly follow the rules and regulations. We are very particular about getting a certificate is not easy from our plan. And that is the first thing you will hear from any, anyone in the academic field or fraternity. That is a kind of discipline we maintain. We ensure that everything is in proper order. Either you complete, we complete. That's why certain times, if you don't complete, it gets delayed because we have to complete it on behalf of you. So that's why there is an, unprecedented or timeless delay that happens because you need to complete, otherwise we need to complete. And again, out of all these things, if we have to complete again, that's a, we need to really take out time. And now offline, online, both things are happening. So that's why we need to be more disciplined, more cooperative, collaborative, so that we can continue and everyone gets benefited immediately or at the most, at the earliest. So let's continue our journey together. And I'm very thankful for all those who have been joining daily, who have been contributing consistently. And though everyone I see, I see that on our platform, more women got benefited, more girls got benefited than men or boys. That is also one more significant factor we see, because getting an opportunity is not easy. That too, especially for students who are pursuing their UG, PG, MPhil, and PhD courses. They don't get easily accepted with their papers, their research work. And even if they are accepted, there are a lot of presentation issues. And though, yes, of course, I agree as an academician, as a practitioner, and as part of editorial team, as a part of review team, we also see, considerable, there is a gap between the quality expected and the quality presented. But still, we see lot of people are first generation learners. That means their parents are not educated, or they are the first ones to pursue education, or they are the first ones who have crossed 10th standard in their family. So considering their socioeconomic background, considering various aspects, we also have to be considerate. Across over the years, we have been giving positive feedback, constructive feedback, and we are also giving suggestions and support offline, online, and at the time of presentation or even after the presentation, they keep calling us, asking for feedback, and we also provide them feedback on how they have presented. So it's a continuous learning process that happens. So let's all together work for gender equality, gender empowerment, irrespective of whether it's women or men. Because when both are empowered, then only we can have sustainable overall development. So with this, I thank each and everyone, those who have been part of this 2-day celebrations. And we have a social work conference coming up as every year. In March, we celebrate International Social Work Day. This year also, we are organizing social work conference from 15th to 23rd, 1-week conference. Every day we have sessions from 6 o'clock, starting to at 6 o'clock and continuing as long as this session goes on, generally 8 or 9. So we request all to share this information. There is no charges as usual for any event. The joining link is safe. You can join. You can also contribute, prepare papers and make presentations as per the guidelines, and register yourself in advance so that we can schedule as per your preferred timings, because it's all on first come, first serve basis. So with this, I once again thank everyone and congratulate everyone for being part of this. And the feedback form has been already raised. We request everyone to fill up the feedback form. The Google registration form has also been shared in the chat box. Those who have not registered, to register. Both are mandatory. And the certificates, those who have participated yesterday, and some of them have been there today also. Yesterday, whatever data we had yesterday, with that we have already generated certificates. You can click on the link and from there you can download your certificates. Those who have joined today and those who have not completed their details, today you have presented, kindly request you to go use the registration form, fill the details, and those who have made presentations, send your PPTs. If you don't have PPT, just write a summary of 1 or 2 pages along with your contact details, name, designation, and everything part of that, and send it to email ID wswd2024. Once checking that everything, we will be preparing certificates and will be sharing in a day or 2. So yesterday, whoever have attended, we have given participation and appreciation certificates. So presentation certificates, we will check the documentation. If documentation is fine, then we'll be issuing. So From your side, what we want is to complete the documentation part, fill the registration form for each presentation, fill the registration form and use only one topic at a time. If you have two presentations, then fill up twice, no problem, but don't mess up everything in one form. So that will also create some problem. And for if you have only registered for participation and you have presented, you can again once again fill the form, but ensure that you are providing data in a proper format. So that is the final request from my side. So thank you once again, everyone. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Every day we have sessions going on from 6 to 8, and sometimes it concludes early and sometimes it gets extended depending on number of commemorations and sessions. So keep joining, keep learning, and have a great day. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, Dr. Ravindra. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Christina. Good night.